But before we get into anything, I want to talk to you about the one thing that you're actually persuading. We're not persuading people. We're not really convincing anybody to do anything or make a decision. What we're really doing is manipulating or controlling electricity or chemicals. That's all there is. All we're really talking to is a 3-pound sack of meat called the brain that sits inside of somebody's skull. A fun fact, the brain is the only thing in the universe that we know of that named itself. So, what's inside of our brains? So most of the time, we tend to think of it as one thing, but a good model, and of course, models are always a good way to look at things, but hardly ever extremely accurate. A good model or way to look at this is what's called the triune brain theory. And that over the millennia, the millions of years that we've been evolving as creatures, we've first developed this thing called the reptilian brain. And the reptilian brain does basic survival stuff. It keeps us breathing. It makes sure that no matter how forgetful you are, you're not going to forget to make your heart beat or to run your digestive system or your circulation or hunger or thirst. Then we have the mammalian brain that's just a little bit bigger. It kind of developed right on top of this thing. And the mammalian brain is a little higher emotional function. It does with a little bit of cognition. And then we have the neocortex, or the human brain, the thing that makes us able to ask questions like why. That's the biggest thing, because the why is what really separates us as human beings and as higher primates. So with this evolution of our brain, we tend to make our emotional decisions and our non-emotional decisions down in the mammalian part of our brain. Now, I want you to remember something very important here, that this animal part of our brain makes about 90% of our decisions. And the top part, the neocortex, the new part of our brain that's recent, takes the credit. So if you ask somebody why they made a decision to attend a seminar, why did they like a speech? Why did they go buy a brand new flat screen TV? You're going to get a response from the human part of the brain. That's the logic side of the brain. But the animal brain is what really makes the decisions. And the interesting thing about the animal brain is that that's the thing that's been studying body language for a long time. Language, like you're hearing from me right now, is brand new to our species. In the grand scheme of things, we haven't always been able to communicate using language. Body language predated language by millions of years. So this animal brain automatically reads nonverbal signals from other people. A cool thing about this is that since it's reading those little signals, that's how we develop one thing that we call a gut feeling or an intuition about another person. The cool thing is this part of the brain can't speak English. It can't speak any language. It has no language capability. So when it deciphers something using nonverbal communication, it can't tell you, it can't send you a text message and say, hey, I saw this, this, and this, and this is probably a red flag. It can't do that. So it just gives us a gut feeling. That's the reason we see some speakers and say, something's not right here. This guy looks confident, acts confident, read all those ridiculous articles on LinkedIn about leadership and how to look confident and put on your best self, but something doesn't add up. That mammalian brain is what's giving us those little feelings. And it does that because it can't speak English. It just translates a little feeling to us down in our gut. So back in the day, as we're evolving as humans, we're living in caves and small little tribes and villages. We had a lot of stuff that kept us alive. So one good thing that I'd like you to take out of this today is that good persuasion works, and any good speech, any good TED Talk, any good presentation is persuasion. Good persuasion works because our ancestors needed to survive. And I'll break this down for you. One of the ways that we're really prone to get completely absorbed in a story is that the stories a million years ago, if grandpa comes home late at night in the tribe and tells you about how he survived an attack from a saber-toothed tiger, that's very important because that's something that could potentially save your life in the future.